New York's Mayor Mamdani facing heavy backlash as he targets wealthy second home owners. The botched rollout of his second home tax has a lot of full-time New York City residents demanding answers, asking where is the justice as they're forced to prove that they don't owe the tax. Robert Bertagna wrongly received a notice telling him he owes the city an additional $52,000 a year. And joins.
Can you imagine sitting back, just watching television, having dinner, going out to a Broadway play, coming back, opening the mail, and finding out that the city wants to collect another $52,000 from you? Huh? What is this guy doing?
Us here in studio.
Hello,
Bob,
Sandra.
hello to you.
Hello, Sandra.
I've enjoyed getting to know you the
Yes.
past few minutes as you
Yes.
sat down, and I feel like I want to say sorry you had to go through this.
Appreciate that.
Tell us what happened here. So you live in the city, you raised your family
Sure.
here, you bought the home 30
Sure.
years ago.
Sure.
Is it a second home?
It is not. So my wife and I bought the house in May of 1996. So we just celebrated our 30th anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We raised our family there. We've paid New York City income taxes for decades. My driver's license, my vehicle registration, and my voter registration provide all the information you need to know that I am a New York City resident.
So you go out to the mailbox one day and you open up this letter from the city, and it says what?
Well, I was quite appalled. The letter said, Mr. Bertagna, you owe $52,000.
Can you imagine? Now, you probably don't have one of the houses he has in a townhouse, whatever, in New York City worth, millions. But in any event, walking out and getting any bill from where you live when it's not expected. You know what your bills are. You know you got to pay the light bill, the water bill, things of that nature. But you get this envelope from the city, and the city goes, by the way, we want an extra $5,000. We want an extra $7,000. Or in his instance, $52,000. What? What in the hell happened? How in the hell are you just going to take $52,000 more out of my pocket?
Pied-à-terre tax, unless you apply for an exemption, and I can't remember the exact date, but it was the end of August, so I didn't have a lot of time. So naturally, I applied for the exemption right away. But frankly, Sandra, I should never have had to apply for that exemption. There's readily available evidence that I am a New York City resident.
It's like they assumed you were guilty until you had to prove your innocence.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Totally crazy.
Okay, so first of all, you quickly responded because you feared that you were going to get stuck in the back of a long line of people who were having to prove that they
Absolutely.
didn't owe this tax.
Absolutely. I applied right away. I did get an exemption, but again, I think this is, I felt frankly targeted, and I think it's pretty clear this is a standard socialist playbook, which is target anybody who has a modicum of wealth, a family, harass them, intimidate them, and ask them to justify why the government shouldn't charge them for a tax that they don't owe.
I don't know.
So this is a question that should be asked of every one of these socialist candidates running all over the country. Are you in favor of increasing people's taxes on their properties, things they've been paying, they've been living for years? Are you going to find a way to basically squeeze people as much as possible? And if so, who has to be, under the umbrella of that tax? Because the answer is yes. What people aren't realizing is they're not just coming for rich people. Let me just tell you, $52,000 in tax, which sounds like a lot, but you start working the math backwards. The tax is like 4 or 5%, which means 52,000 is not on a huge 20 or $30 million property. On a $1 million property, $1 million, the tax would be $50,000. So if this was supposed to be for the people who own $200 million, giant luxury apartments, imagine what their tax bill is. Go look up what the tax rate is. It's 4 or 5%. 5% of $1 million is $50,000. $5 million would be $250,000. 10 million, can you see where these numbers are going? They're just looking to basically cornhole everybody. And yeah, wow.
Politics. I don't know who your friends are, but do others like you feel this way?
Absolutely, absolutely. Many people I know, particularly in my neighborhood, have received very similar types of notices, and many of them are residents of New York.
You know, there's a lot of people saying right now, well, this is what New Yorkers voted for. They voted for this guy. They voted for Mayor Mamdani. Do you want to keep living in the city?
I'm going to live in the city. We have 4 generations of family in and around New York City. I don't really think that I can leave New York. My friends are here. Frankly, what I'm most worried about is my children say, you know, we want to build some wealth, and we don't want to be in a position at some point where the government's going to come for our wealth.
I just want to get this in here. Jason Haber is a real estate agent. He was on the program yesterday, feels very strongly about what is happening to New Yorkers and said this. Listen.
The government should have the burden of saying who's paying the tax, not the citizen. I mean, this is so backwards. The way they're implementing it is rushed. This has all been slapdash, scattershot, poorly thought out, and it's the taxpayers who have to defend themselves. It's wrong, it's unfair, and everything about it has been botched.
And I hear you going beyond that, saying you feel like you were targeted. This is the spokesperson.
What do you mean feel like he was targeted? They published his name and all the information in, I don't know what newspaper. I think they did it online. They put all of their business out in the street. It's insane. So now this guy and his friends, other people in the building, wherever he lives, they're all targets.
Person for Mayor Mamdani on this second home tax. I want to make sure we get their side in here. He says, from the beginning, we have been clear that the pied-à-terre surcharge is an important source of revenue for our city. This revenue is...
I brought this up to you yesterday. Somebody else showed this slide. And I always want to bring people to the point of where they say things like critical investments. It's not an investment. They're not looking to return your money to you. They're not looking to return a return on the investment. It's literally just taking your money and whatever they're calling it, it's definitely not an investment.
Essential to funding safer streets, cleaner parks, and other critical investments that New Yorkers across all 5 boroughs deserve. I'll let you have a final thought on all of that.
Sure. We certainly deserve that, but we certainly deserve to be treated fairly. And we shouldn't be in a position where we have to justify ourselves to the government. That's not what we're about here in the United States. Those are not the basic principles in which our country was founded.
Well, we're glad that you got it cleared up.
Thank you.
I mean, how many others are they getting wrong here?
Apparently,
This is not a second home for you, and you've got a letter saying you owe this.
And just to be clear, and I know Mr. Haber said it was botched. I'm not sure it was botched at all. I think it was quite intentional, to be honest.
Bingo. See, that's the thing. People give these socialist commies too much credit in the wrong way. Oh, we botched it. No, they didn't botch it. This was 100% intentional. He said to somebody, click the button, put all these 900,000 people on blast. And that's exactly what they did.
This is, he has defended this rollout and frankly has encouraged it. So I think as New Yorkers, we need to fight back.
Your name's out there too, by the way.
It is out there with many other people.
Are you going to take any further legal action?
I probably will not. Unfortunately, I'm told 900,000 homeowners have been put on a database, which in just a few clicks, their names can be downloaded.
Goodness gracious. You've been through a lot, Bob. And you're retired now. You're supposed to be taking it easy.
Yeah, thank you.
Taking it easy. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what retired means. But the fact that he's been run through the ringer and he won't take further legal action, it's only going to get worse. They're not going to stop. They're going to keep coming for you. Barry, how can you say that? You don't know that. Yeah, I do, because this next part of this story proves that. Now, all of you guys know that they want to do these grocery stores where they're going to take, 30, 50, 60, 70 million dollars and open up all these grocery stores. And the grocery stores are supposed to help, the poor peoples, which they're going to make you show an ID. But it's supposed to help the poor people. We're going to help them get a 30% off of all the prices that normally other people pay in other stores. Huh, interesting. So aren't the other stores going to be pissed off? Well, let's see.
I think ultimately the goals of these locations, not just here in East Harlem, but any borough location, is to be complementary to the neighborhood, and really rising tides, right? We can all cooperate and work together in a meaningful way.
Do you mind, what is the, I've heard that term from EDC officials, that these are meant to be complementary. What does that mean? What does that complementary mean in terms of policy, operations, and things like that?
Yeah, I think we're, as an agency, looking at a number of different complementary.
Oh, by the way, she said, as you heard, as an agency. She's one of the grand poobahs that Mamdani has put into running these grocery stores and getting them up and operated and making sure that everybody's ready to go. So you're looking at a city executive right here.
Policies and programs, grants, incentives that can come alongside these grocery stores to support other, local independent businesses that are in the neighborhoods. We're going to continue to listen, and we're going to continue to engage, and I'll be, alongside the operator as our partner. And like I said, making sure that we are complementary to the other businesses that are here in the neighborhood.
So other locations, other grocery stores can get grants from the city under this?
Something on the table. We're exploring a lot of different options and opportunities. I think there's a whole host of.
You guys catch that? So, the taxpayers of New York are being bled dry to fund these fake-ass grocery stores. And so now some of the merchants are like, this isn't right. You're going to sell your stuff for 30% below everybody else. That's not right for us. So now they are going to give grants that the taxpayers will pay for to make up for the losses they incur by people shopping in the Mamdani stores, which wouldn't occur if you didn't have the Mamdani stores. I don't know if you followed that three-card Molly at all. They're opening grocery stores that are going to undercut the market. We're going to sell it for 30% less. Everybody else is like, wait a minute, you can't screw our business. Okay, we'll give you money to make sure the 30% off doesn't affect your business. They're like an Oprah show. Everybody gets some money. Everybody gets some. There wouldn't be a problem if you didn't try to open grocery stores and sell it 30% below. So now you're like, you got a problem. All these people are complaining. We need to fix it. What do? Throw some money at them. They'll be okay. Where are we getting the money? We'll just tax everybody. That is the proverbial. That is the literal interpretation of the arsonist putting out the fire. Yeah, it's funny because that just ran on Fox too. I went, wait a minute. Did you just say you're giving people money to fix the problem that you caused? Yeah, we're looking at everything's on the table. How about closing these damn stores that you're trying to open up?
Levers that the EDC is able to work within to make sure that everyone has equitable and equal access to opportunities here.
Thank you.
This is a mess. As I had on the lower third, it's an absolute mess. This guy has no clue what he's doing. He's borrowing money from, the state. He's trying to play literally a three-card Monte. And now to make sure that the other businesses aren't pissed off, what he's going to do, let me pay off these other businesses so they don't get mad that we're selling stuff cheaper. It's cheaper for you not to open the store than to pay other people not to get mad. I don't get it.
Begin with.
Well, it would be funny if it wasn't so tragic, right? Because they're really stealing our money. They're finding, socialists are always the best at finding new ways to steal our money, to solve problems that they created by stealing more of our money in the first place. And that's what they're doing here. They're taking $30 million to create a government grocery store that nobody asked for, that nobody needs, because there are plenty of grocery stores in the city, that is going to be subsidized at a 30% discount. Obviously, there's going to be shortages. Obviously, it's going to take business away from other places. It's not targeted towards the poor. And instead of saying, we're going to cut your taxes, maybe your property taxes, your income taxes, no. We're going to create yet another government grant program that you need to apply for, that the friends get first. This is how socialism works. And the grocery stores haven't opened in the first place yet.
So then Mamdani looks at the private grocers who are like, this is going to undercut their business.
It's a bad roller coaster. It makes that. Sandra Smith, if you don't know her history, she came from Fox Business. She used to work on, I think, CNBC, but she was in the business end of things. And anybody well, you don't even have to be an economics person. You can look at this and go, wait a second. You're going to open a grocery store and it's going to be a discount, which is going to hurt people's businesses. Now we're going to tax people more to pay for the people we're hurting. I can't take it. It literally is a walking, talking joke. And yet there are people probably in his office and socialists and people on the left who's like, it's a good idea. Instead of just saying, maybe we shouldn't open the grocery stores to begin with.